It's 106 miles to Chicago, got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes, it's dark, and I'm wearing sunglasses. Welcome to Whiskey Nightcap. Welcome to Whiskey Nightcaps, the channel where we do sip before sleep. I am your host, Jason Davis, and if you know what movie that was, you're the real MVP. Now, I have a very important question to ask as soon as we get back. All right, so I promise I'm gonna ask this question, but before I do that, I need to ask a favor, which is if you could just go ahead, just take a second out of your time, out of your day. I know you're busy, I know you're stressed, I know you had a hard day at work, but if you could just hit that like button, it would really, really help the channel out, okay? I'll give you 5 seconds. 5 seconds is up, hit it. All right, so the question is Johnnie Walker's Double Black the best 40% whiskey out there? 40% whiskey that is affordable. We're not talking about Royal Salute level bottles, $299, $300, so on and so forth, okay? A regular, average Joe bottle that people can afford. Is it the best? I say yes. All right, so I won't waste my time going into the history of Johnnie Walker and all that. I'm sure you guys are well versed in that, and I can't believe that I really don't show as much love to scotches on my channel as I should, because I love scotch, but I'm American. All right, so this Johnnie Walker Double Black is a blended whiskey, not a blended malt. It's a blended whiskey, and it is a ramped up version of the Johnnie Walker Black. The reason why it's called Double Black is because it was matured in heavily charred oak barrels, okay, to give it a more intense flavor. And I have to tell you, I love this stuff. You can't see it because the bottle is so dark, but this is almost gone, okay? Somebody gave this to me on my birthday, and I was like, damn, they bought me Johnnie Walker. But then I got a respect for it. After I cracked it, I left it uncracked for a long time. And then one day I said, what do I have to lose? And I fell in love with this juice, man. And I think you will too. Now it's in that $35 to $40 range. And usually in my market, I can get it around 30, 39 bucks somewhere in there. So it's not gonna break the bank, which is all the more reason to love it. Now I know a lot of you are into the cask and barrel proof and foolproof whiskeys, and I am too, but like I have said many, many, many times, there's a time and place for every whiskey. Let's say you're going to a work function and you don't want to necessarily get sloshed in front of your boss and embarrass yourself, but you want to look cool, and you want to have a whiskey that says, hey, I'm classy, but also one that you will enjoy. This is it. Or like me, tonight, I'm doing this video earlier in the week than I normally do. Normally I film on the weekend, but I have to get this video done early because I'm going out of town to see mom, and I gotta get up to go to work in the morning, and I have a financial review. I can't get hammered. Here we go again. 40% where I can get my taste, but still wake up and save face. I'm copywriting that. All right, so let's take a look at this thing. Boom, boom, boom. Not too dark, okay? Now the black is 12 years old. Don't know if this is the same age, okay? Very beautiful color on this. Not dark, but you wouldn't really expect that, okay? And let's go to the nose. Okay, the first thing that you're hit with is the peat, okay? You get that smoky peat flavor because there are some Islay whiskeys that are blended in to this recipe. Yeah, that is awesome. And it's followed up by a burst of fruit, like green fruits, like the sour green apples and green grapes. There's a little bit of honeydew rounding this thing off on the back end. I mean, it has a really, really pleasant smell. You know, sometimes I get a whiskey and I can smell the glass more than I can smell the actual whiskey that's in the glass. This is not the case. This thing just really smacks your senses wide awake. Remember those soap commercials where like, oh, Irish Spring, it wakes you up in the morning? That's this, but it's Scottish Spring. All right, let's go to the palate. Sip one. You know, for a 40%, it has a little bite to it. And I got a rush of cracked black peppercorn, a little bit of cigar smoke with some pear. That's good. You know, if you like the smokier, peatier Isla whiskeys like Ardbeg and Lefroy and so on and so forth, this could be right up your alley. Or if you wanted to introduce a noob, someone who doesn't drink whiskey or someone who doesn't drink peated scotches to the game, you want to give them the game, youngin', this could be one of those whiskeys, you know, where it won't be so intense with the power of the alcohol that it kind of overshadows the flavor and turns that person off. Let's go back in for sip two. Righteous. Got a little bit more oak on that one. Still, you know, getting the peat. Still getting the peppercorn, but there was a little bit of oak that's shining through. And with oak comes vanilla. It's like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's charred oak, there's also vanilla. Looks like I still have a little bit left. Let's do something about that. Yeah, man, I feel like there's a bonfire in my mouth, this charred oak, smoldering oak on fire, hailing the old Gaelic gods. No, seriously, that is good stuff. You know, the problem with it is, yes, it's 40%. So sometimes I can have too much of this because it's almost like you're not feeling it. You know, you're not getting the effects of it. So you start getting fooled and you start pouring glass after glass, right? Looking for that moment. That's the only downside to it. But other than that, when it just comes to pure, block everything else out, when it comes to pure experience and taste and smell, the sensory experience, this one gets an A+, buddy. If you don't have one of these, go out and get it. Like, I wouldn't mind if I was the spokesperson for this whiskey, Johnnie Walker. If you are listening, contact me, email below, okay? All right, man, what is your favorite 40% whiskey? If you don't like 40% whiskeys, you can let me know that too. If you've tried the double black, what is your take on it? I would love to hear it and love to dialogue with you guys in the comments like we usually do, just having fun, kicking it around. I'm gonna go see Moms tomorrow and I will tell her that all of y'all said, what up? And we might not have the same skin folk, but we kinfolk.